Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video and coming back to my channel. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around for makeup related videos every Sunday and Thursday. I've got my coffee. All right, so the context of this video basically is that I didn't do my normal Shop My Stash week 4 basket for this week because I feel like my whole channel has just been Shop My Stash recently and I wanted to, do something else. And so I was like, you know what, let me try to fit in one of these days, just me doing my makeup that I'm using for my Shop My Stash instead of just showing you my basket. So that's exactly what we're gonna be doing today. I'm just using the Tatcha the Silk Canvas again. This was in my last week's basket, but I just am hitting like major pan on this and I really wanna finish it up sometime soon. So I'm just gonna keep using it honestly for a couple of weeks. And then I'm also gonna be mixing it with my Milani Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer. I have the shade 02 Golden Glow. So I use the Tatcha one to just fill in my pores, basically in the center of my face, like my T-zone, so right here, and on my forehead and above my chin, basically anywhere I just wanna like smooth things out. And then I'll go in with the Milani one on top of it and just give my skin an all over healthy glow. And the last like priming step before we get started is I just correct my under eye circles with my Becca corrector. I have the shade Medium Deep. It's literally a lifesaver. For foundation, I picked up an oldie but a goodie. It's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It's the undetectable medium to full coverage. I feel like I have to say that now because they're launching like a matte version. I have the shade Warm Beige in here, and then this is a little bit dark for me, so I'll be mixing it with my LA Girl mixing pigment. So since I'm just working from home, I definitely don't want like full coverage anything, so I just take about like half a pump and mix it in with the pigment, and it shears it out really nicely. I seriously don't want like a full cake face like while I'm working all day, and like no one's really looking at me, like you can't really tell over like the camera like how much foundation someone's wearing, so definitely don't need to like go hard with the coverage. But I just mix it around to make it a little bit lighter. Since I do want more like lighter, light to medium coverage, I just use a sponge. This is the one by Real Techniques. I also rotate through my sponges, so I just thought I'd let you know that I'm using this one this week. Since I was using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, I figured I should also use my multi-use sculpting concealer by Too Faced. I also have this in the shade Warm Beige. Again, it's a little bit darker than what I prefer right now, so I'm gonna be mixing it with my tried and true e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Peach. Okay, so usually I let my under eye concealer like dry down a little bit because that gives it a little bit more full coverage. That's a little tip if you guys didn't know. So I'm gonna move on to cream contour and blend that out first. So I have the KKW Beauty contour stick in my basket this week. I really do love this. This is like the first contouring product that I like really fell in love with. And then I've just been buying like a million since I used this one, so I haven't been giving this one as much love, but it's a really good formula. It glides on so easily. Takes literally no effort to blend out, so yeah, I recommend this a lot. I have the shade Medium too. I feel like I haven't been really chatting, so let me kind of catch up. Basically, it is currently week 4 of my internship. I cannot believe it's already week 4. It's literally going by so fast. So we're gonna be blending out my concealer now with the sponge. But yeah, as I was saying, the internship is going so good. For those of you that don't know, I'm interning at PepsiCo. I'm working for Frito-Lay in the sales management internship. I really love it so far. I'm learning so much. I am planning on doing like a internship overview video at the end of my internship, so I don't want to spend like too much time talking about it right now. But if anyone has any questions about it and stuff, like feel free to comment or DM me on Instagram and I can like address them during that video. Because the internship overall has been such a good experience, but it's obviously been really different for everyone and like new because it's virtual and like no company has really done that before. So yeah, it's been a really good learning experience. So I'm gonna be using this Honest Beauty Cream Cheek Blush in the shade Rose Pink. I haven't been using this a lot just because I have a lot of cream blushes, so I just figured I'd give this a go. And I'm blending it out with my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH08. It's like the Anything Creamy brush or something like that. It's a little pink for my preference. Like, I feel like I like more like warmer toned blushes instead of like this stark pink, but it's okay, it's like fine. So for powder, I picked out the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium Golden. This is like one of my favorite powders ever. I like that you just don't know it's a powder. Like it doesn't feel like a powder, it doesn't like sit on your skin heavy. And so I'm using this like It Cosmetics dual-ended powder brush. So I usually take like this fluffy side and just set like my T-zone basically. I don't really set over my whole face because I do use like powder products on top of the cream ones that we just put on. So it's like I don't need to powder and then put more powder on. It's like too much for me. All right, so for bronzer, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer in the shade Saddle. This is my first ever bronzer that I ever purchased, and I love this to death. I used this only for about a year, but I just haven't been using this. I think that's just like the theme, obviously, of Shop My Stash in general, but especially this week, I've been picking out products that I've had like probably from like early 2019 to like even like late 2018, because it's like been a while that I've had these. Obviously, makeup obviously expires, and it's not good to just like let things sit and not use them for a long time. So next for blush, we have the Bare Minerals Desert Bloom Gen Nude Mini Blush Trio. It comes with 3 of their Gen like nude blushes, I guess they're called, in like 3 different shades. These are like the perfect tones of blush. I don't know why it was limited edition. I think like everyone should have gotten like more of a chance to have this palette, because I feel like by the time people bought it or like heard anything about it, it was like sold out. So I personally saw it on Trendmood, and I like went to Sephora literally like the day that it got there to buy it, because I have always been curious about like Bare Minerals blush formula, but I just didn't buy like one of their singles, and this was just like the perfect palette, and I love these formula. Every time when I put it on yesterday, I was just reminded about how good it is, and like I was like, why haven't I used this in so long? Like it's just such a solid formula. And I use the shades That Peach Though and Call My Blush, these 2. I really like to mix them together. It's like a perfect cross between a peach and a pink, and I use this one for more like full glam occasions because it is a little bit darker, obviously. So for highlighter, I picked out these. I have 2 of these mini Ofra highlighters. This one's Rodeo Drive, which is like a golden champagne shade. And then I have Blissful, which is like a champagne pink shade. So I like to mix them. I just literally dip my brush in both of these, trying to get use out of both of them. And they're just so blinding, like it's so crazy. Okay, so highlighter looks so good. I'm seriously so happy that I pulled these out because I've really missed how they look on my skin. I am really happy to report that I finished my Milani spray. Finally, this took so long to finish, guys. While we're on that topic, I also finished my e.l.f. like brow pencil. I'm gonna be focusing on these 2 sprays next, the MAC Prep and Prime, and then also the Tarte Ready Set Radiant. I like to use these together because this is way too dewy for me on itself. I am also trying to finish up my ColourPop Brow Boss Gel in the shade Dark Brown, and this is really easy for me to just like put it through my brows, spoolie them out, and then they like look decent, you know? So I basically just fill them in like that, and they already look like a lot darker and more shaped out. But sometimes when it feels like it's just too much, I just take a little bit of a paper towel and just dab through my brows just to pick up any excess product that might just be like sitting there. My palette for the week, I'm so excited. I picked up the Soft Glam palette, or I didn't pick it up, I picked out the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. If you've never seen this, what are you doing? Where are you living under a rock? It's like the perfect neutral palette of all time. I have to say though, I don't really like these 2 shimmers. They have these like lighter tone shimmers over here. I don't like those 2. They just have a really weird undertone in them, but everything else in here I absolutely love. So I'm gonna be taking Burnt Orange right here and mixing it with the shade Dusty Rose. I don't get any use out of this shade, so I'm gonna try to focus my look more like rosy tone today. I'm gonna be mixing these 2 shades in my transition up to my brow bone. I'm gonna take those 2 same shades, basically, these 2 transitions, on this like skinny side and run it in my lower lash line. I think I'm gonna go in with Sultry, which is like this really pretty deeper rose gold, and then I'm gonna top it with the shade Rose Pink, which is right next to it, which is a lot lighter. So there's Sultry all over my eyelid. Very pretty color, just obviously super deep for a daytime look. So gonna take Rose Pink, which is the next shade over, and I'm just gonna tap it over it basically to make it a little bit lighter, but still keep like that pink hue. So I'm back. I don't have that much time left before I need to start working, so I just am gonna speed through this next part. I basically used all the same stuff I've been using like all summer. So NYX Epic Ink Liner for the top line, ColourPop in the nude shade for my waterline, and then the L'Oreal Bambi Eye Mascara. You guys know I'm gonna line my lips with the NYX liner in Natural, and then the Morphe lip gloss in the shade Freebird is like my favorite nude lip gloss. So that is it. I'm done with my makeup. That took about 35 minutes for me to film, but if I was just doing this like in the morning in my room, it would take me probably about 20. If you like this better than my normal like Shop My Stashes on my vanity, let me know and I'll just do this. If you like those better, let me know also and I'll just do those. I'm just trying to play around with it and see what you guys like to see in videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this little get ready with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.